Hi, this is for Functional Skills Level 2 and we're looking at area and perimeter. So before you start, do you know the difference between the area and the perimeter of a shape? Often if people get questions wrong on this, it's because they haven't known which one to use or they've calculated the wrong one, so it's important you understand the difference. So let's see. The distance around the outside of a shape is which one? It's the perimeter. So for example, here I've got a triangle and a rectangle. I've marked the perimeters in red, so you can see that the distance around the outside of this triangle you would get by adding up the three sides. 5 plus 5 plus 6 will give you the perimeter of the triangle. The bottom here I've got a rectangle. Now I've only been given two sides here, well the lengths of two sides, but I know it's got four sides, so I just need to make sure that I add up four of them. So I've got 10 plus 6 plus another 10 for the side on the bottom and another 6 for the one on the left. So added up, that makes 32 centimetres. Something else that you will need to watch out for here is that sometimes you might be given the length of one side in one unit of measurement and the length of another side in another unit. So for example, one side is 10 metres and the other side is 6 kilometres. You need to make sure that you're working in the same unit of measurement before you do any calculating. So you might need to do some conversions. But this adding up the sides of a shape will give you the perimeter for any shape where you've been given or you can work out the side lengths. Let's look at this example here. This is a pentagon. It's got 5 sides. And we've been told it's a regular pentagon, which means that every side is the same length. So it says one side is 5 centimetres. Well, because it's regular, they all must be 5 centimetres. I know it's got 5 sides, so I can do 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 to work out the distance around the outside of the shape. 5 multiplied by 5 is 25 centimetres. Now, the perimeter of a circle, this might be new for you at level 2, or you might know it already. We call it something different. We call this a circumference. But it means the same. It means the outside of the shape. Obviously, this one isn't quite so easy to measure, though, because it's round. So we've got a formula for this. So we calculate the circumference of a circle. The formula is C for circumference, and we work it out by doing pi multiplied by d. Let's see what that means. So pi is 3.142 roughly. If you don't know what I mean by pi, there's a video that I'm going to link to on the VLE from Jude's website that will explain it a little bit more. But we can use 3.142 in place of pi, or you might have a pi button on your calculator. You will do if you've got a scientific calculator. D stands for the diameter of the circle. So the diameter is the distance of the circle from one side to the other side, but it must go through the middle. There's that line right across. So to calculate the circumference, we do pi 3.142 multiplied by the diameter, multiplied by 16 in this case, and that will give us the circumference of the circle. So the circumference of this circle would be 50.272 centimetres. The outside of that circle would be that length. Which takes us on then to the space inside a shape. Which one is that? Well, that's the area. So the area here is the bit that's marked in blue. So I'm sure you know how to find out the area of a rectangle. You take the length of the rectangle and you multiply it by the width. Again, make sure that they're in the same unit of measurement before you start. Here they are, they're both metres, so we can do 12 multiplied by 8, and that's 96 metres square. You might know this already, or this might be new learning now at level 2, and that's for finding the area of a triangle. There's two formulas you see for this, but they both give you the same answer. The top one is A for area equals the base multiplied by the height of the triangle divided by 2. Also, you might see that the area of the triangle is half multiplied by the base multiplied by the height. Now, when we're talking about the height of a triangle, we don't mean the length of one of the sides. What we mean is from the bottom of the triangle right up to its point, its highest point. So for this triangle, that's 12 centimetres. So I'll do 12 multiplied by 4 divided by 2. So 12 multiplied by 4 is 48, divided by 2 is 24 centimetres. So the area of this triangle is 24 centimetres square. Now, how do you calculate the area of a circle? Well, again, it's harder to measure a circle, so we've got a formula for this. A is for area, and the formula is pi r squared, which means pi, or we can use 3.142, multiplied by the radius of the circle squared. Now, the radius of a circle is half of the diameter. So if you're given a circle and it's told you its radius or diameter, make sure that you've got the correct one for the formula you're trying to work out. If you need the diameter, then you can look at the radius and you can multiply it by 2 because the radius is half of the diameter. If you've been given the diameter, then you can find the radius by dividing it by 2. Let's look at this one. Well, we're told the diameter of the circle is 16 centimetres, so its radius will be halfway, that's 8 centimetres. Because of BIDMAS, I'm going to do the radius squared first, so 8 squared is 64. Then I can multiply that by pi, so 3.142 multiplied by 64 is 201.88. So the area is 201.88. I've got to remember to use my units of measurement, so that in here that's centimetres. I hope that's clear. I'm going to put some questions on the VLE for you to have a go and see how you get on.